people. Welcome to Kimbaskrafts. My name is Kim, and if you're new here, hello, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, guys. Love you. So we are here today for a whip and chat. And if you're new to diamond painting, whip and chat stands for WIP, whip in progress. First of all, if you're new to diamond painting, welcome to the best craft ever and the funnest hobby in the world. That being said, I am working on my Captured by Radiance. Isn't it gorgeous? So this is my Captured by Radiance. That's the company that I got this canvas from. The name of this canvas is called Winged Brethren, and it is done by the artist Andrew Farley. And yeah, I have thoroughly been loving this canvas. So I have completed a total of, there's obviously some under there. This is my fourth row that I'm going through here, and I made it a little wider. Although it hasn't been too wide, my row. I've made it a little wider so I can fit her eyes in, because I was really dying to see how that would render. And so far, I'm just loving it. And her dark hair here. It's been a lot of fun to work on. It's gorgeous. The eagle is amazing. Yeah, I will do a full post review when she's complete so you guys can get all my thoughts and feelings on the process of this. But in the meantime, I just wanted to, I kept it as a little zoomed out so you can just get an idea of how she's coming along and looking. So you're getting a little sneak peek of that. When I finish this row, which will be today, I will post it. And I'm doing this whip and chat on Sunday, and I'm posting this whip and chat on Sunday. It's been a few days since I posted a video, and that's because I was working. I worked Thursday and Friday. And yeah, I guess it's a lot of it is coming off of vacation and all those days off. But man, the nights are getting rough. It's getting hard for me. I'm getting older. So yesterday I was just like a big blob of mess. I literally woke up, ate, took a nap, woke up, ate. I did a little bit of this. I initially thought I was going to go to the gym, and then I decided I was going to go to the gym today. And I went to bed at 10 o'clock, guys. 10 o'clock I went to bed, and I slept so amazingly. I mean, I did not wake up till 5 o'clock to use the bathroom. I got a straight 7 hours of blessed sleep. It was wonderful. And I couldn't find my phone, which was a good thing, because then I just went right back to sleep. And yeah, I woke up at 7 and I've been going since. So today is going to be a productive day, and I'm excited about that. I did just want to real quick do this video and give you guys something. It's been a few days. So I just wanted to go over all of my things. I have my timer here. It's from Amazon. I love this thing. I've talked about it many times. It will be linked in the description below. I have my DpGalCreations pen here. I thought it matched perfectly with the colors. I love this pen. I'm using metal multiplacers, also from Amazon. And I'm hooked. I'm a metal multiplacer girl for life. Word. And then I have my DpGalCreations trays. These are my black and white tray. I have so many trays from her that I could be using in this, but these are my go-to, black and white. I put the dark drills in the white. I put the light drills in the black, and it's perfect. I love it. I do have a couple Masfa trays here. Just if there's just a few, I'll use these. And then I'm using my Craft Mates lockables. I love these things. Yeah, random drill. That actually is probably a good drill. I just don't know where it goes. Yeah, and just going to cut out my square here. So I do have a light pad underneath that I do use. I can't diamond paint without a light pad. I don't know how people do it. I know a lot of people say that they can't use a light pad. I can't not use a light pad. I just feel like when I don't have a light pad, I'm straining. So there we go. Oh, sorry. I'm going to zoom you in on my square. See, I had you all set up. So yeah, we're going to work on the other side of her face and it would be her right eyeball. On my left side, I have my coffee here. There's not a whole lot left. Yeah. All right, let me see. We're going to start obviously with this rectangle. And even though they look super big, they cover up perfectly. So that's one thing that I can't stand is when you have a round diamond painting and the symbol is bigger than the drills. And I have not had that issue at all with this diamond painting. So yeah. All right. And I've been just doing horizontal. I've been sticking with just straight horizontal placing. So I don't even know what we're going to talk about. I'm going to do my life updates. So the first thing is I always like to do diamond painting updates. And I am going to tell you guys that I said I was going to do a no buy through April and May. And then I did buy that Jesus Blessing for my stepdad because he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And I wanted to do that for him. I thought he was going to have surgery like ASAP, but they kind of switched it around and found that there's better outcomes doing chemo first. So I was able to finish that before his surgery. I wanted to give him that before his surgery. It was for him and my mom, and I was able to give that to them on Memorial Day. I know I've talked about it a lot, and I've done lots of videos on it. I've shown lots of pictures, but that was my only buy, and I think it was in April, right? I think I broke my no buy in April, and I bought that one in a D-stash because I didn't want to wait for it to come back in stock. And other than that, I have not bought any other diamond paintings. Yes, guys, I made it all through May, not a one. I didn't buy one diamond painting. And so far, you know, I don't know, how far are we in June? We're like a quarter way through, a third way through. We're like a third way through, right? And I still have not bought any diamond paintings. So yes, I made it through the Diamond Art Club anniversary. There have been quite a few Oraloa, quite a few Dreamers designs that I just felt like, wow, had it been me off of my no buy, I would have probably gotten it. Dreamers Designs released another one of their 180 by 60, and it's gorgeous. I mean, it's gorgeous. And I would have loved to have snagged that one. But honestly, as gorgeous as these diamond paintings have been, I have not been feeling any FOMO. I'm not paying attention to the whole limited final release, blah, blah, blah. I've completely been ignoring that. And my whole feelings about that at this point are, if it's available when I'm ready to spend the money and buy again, then I'll get it. If it's something that I had my eye on. If it's not available, then it wasn't meant to be. You know, and there's a couple reasons for that. One, you know, money has been a little tighter because of Bob's surgery and both of us being out of work. So we're still trying to recover from that. And one thing that I won't do is go into debt for diamond painting. Like, that's just not going to happen. I am trying to retire at some point, and that's very important to me. So, you know, I am keeping my, I guess, senses about me. And the other thing, and the real reason that it's been pretty, I feel like it's been pretty easy for me, is because, oh my gosh, that is not my dog, that's my stomach. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I never am, like, even though it sounds like I'm hungry, I'm not hungry in the morning. My stomach might make all these noises, but I'm still not hungry. Like, I'm like, you can complain all you want, but you got to make me feel hungry. Anyway, I might stop this video and eat just to stop it from yelling at me. But what was I saying? So see, stomach, he made me lose my train of thought. But look how beautiful these squares are being covered up. Yeah, and this metal multiplacer, I haven't had to, you know, you notice I haven't had to straighten these and line them up better. Sometimes I will just make it so it's not so obvious that where I line them up. Okay, back to my spiel. One of the biggest reasons that I've had zero FOMO is because I have a really beautiful stash. I have a beautiful stash. I'm aware of that. I haven't even shown you guys half of it. Like, I don't know how I make all these videos, and I don't hardly do any unboxings, but I do realize that I don't do a lot of unboxings, and then I get all these canvases, and I'm like, okay, I got to do an unboxing about this or this, and then I never get around to making those videos. So I am going to try to do more unboxing videos for you guys. I don't think they're the most popular videos, but you know, I'd like to share with you my taste, my style. I think obviously, you know, you've gotten, oh my goodness, now that was a mess because this one fell off. I was trying to push it. You've gotten a little taste, and you've gotten to see a little bit of my taste and style, but there's some things, you know, I mean, I'd like you to see all of my taste and style. So I will be doing a little more unboxings. And so the other main reason is not that I have all these that I can still unbox for you. It's that I really want to do them all. Like, I really, you know, if I bought it, it's because I wanted it. And I really still want to do them, and I feel like if I just keep adding, I realize if I just keep adding to this pile, I'm never going to get to them, you know. It's never going to happen. And so it's allowed me to step back and say, I forgot to hit my timer. So I'll have to look back and add the minutes up. It's allowed me to say, I'm not going to add to my stash, so to speak. And I feel like every time I see a painting and I'm like, oh my God, that's so beautiful, I'm like, okay, but there will be a painting next week that you feel the same way about. So it's okay. It's okay, Kim. It's okay, Kimba. You don't need to get that one, because next week is another week, another painting, another gorgeous painting. So I've just been trying to like keep my mind in check and realize that, you know, there's always another week. There's always another week. There's always another drop. There's always another painting. And I've been more focused on like specific paintings that I would like to hang up in different rooms of my house, because I make all these paintings and I have like bare walls. It's crazy. Bob's like, we have nothing on our walls. And I feel like that said something else, although I don't know what it could have said. It has to be a block, right? Yeah. So like I'm like more focused on like, what do I want to hang up in this bathroom? What do I want to hang up here? What do I want to, so if I don't have a painting that I can picture there, then I'm keeping my eye out for that. So I want to hang up more pictures and also gifts, because I've found that I really, really enjoy giving gifts. And so, yeah, if I see something that I would love to give someone as a gift, then I would splurge on that. That I would do. But so far, I've been safe. So far, I've been safe. So those are my diamond painting updates. Like I still have the Jaded Gem Shop that I got, and I have it unboxed. I haven't even opened the package. So that's going to be the first one. I'm going to do one of those. I'm going to do an unboxing of one of those that I got in. And yeah, I do have a lot of unboxings that I have to do. And I kept saying I want to do another kit up, which I absolutely do. I've been going back and forth. Like, I know that I have the Distracted by Diamonds, and I know a lot of people would love to see that one done. Which is, I only have one Distracted by Diamonds, and it's a Masters. And there's Summer with the Masters going on. Everybody, I think, knows about that, with diamonds and washi and single and placing. But it's so big. Again, it's another huge square. So I'm like, can I pull out another huge square? Or should I try to finish my J wall first? Like, you know, so this is where I get stumped up with all of these large square paintings. It's like I'm not comfortable with having that many whips floating around. I'm just not. So I think to myself, okay, well, I can try to finish this J wall through June, and then there's still another month, but I don't even know if I'm going to get that done in June because I've been working on so many other projects. You know, I started my Pride Month one, which doesn't take a lot of time, but it takes time. And, you know, it doesn't take a lot of time, but it does take time. And, you know, you add them all up, all these projects, and I'm limited on time because I work, you know, and I do prioritize things like gym, cleaning. So there's other activities that I feel need to get done. You know, and it's just life. It's life. I'm trying to prioritize friends now, because I've kind of closed off myself for a few years. And like today, I'm supposed to possibly get together with my girlfriend. Originally, we were going to do the gym together. She wanted to do a leg day with me, see what I do on leg day. And, but she had a really rough night at work. So she's also a nurse and works overnight at the first hospital that I worked at. And I told you the acuity of the patients there are like they're super sick. And she had 2 very sick patients. And honestly, when I listen to her, I'm just like, I'm so glad I don't work there anymore for a number of reasons. But I I am. I'm so glad I don't work there anymore. You know, I mean, nursing is hard. It is super hard already. And then, you know, you gotta like be thankful of these nurses because they're making the same money and they're working harder, you know. I mean, these people are really sick and, you know, but there, like anything, there's like political stuff that is involved in nursing and on that unit that, like, I personally wouldn't deal with. I wouldn't work that hard and deal with those personalities. Like, no. Not for the same amount of money. But anyway, I digress. So, you know, I said to her, listen, after a night like that, I would not want to go to the gym, and so please do not feel obligated to keep our plans. You know, I would totally understand. So she wants to go home and sleep a little bit and see how she feels. And we might still do dinner. So I want to just do this video, get some more of this painting done, and then clean and prepare for a visitor and all that. And then I'm going to head to the gym and stuff like that. So, you know, life can be busy. Like, I'm trying to make time for my friends. And things like that. I need to go out and pull some weeds. I was out there today and I was like, oh, the weeds all grew back. So I got to go out there and do that. The flowers are coming in really beautifully, but that's because Bob and I have been keeping up on watering them. So I want to go out there and pull the weeds and then water them because it's going to be a hot day today. I actually have the windows closed because it's getting to the point where the house is cooler with the windows closed. And then soon we're gonna need to turn the air on. It's gonna get to that very soon. So that's my diamond painting updates. Okay, Bob is doing really well, actually. I'm not saying that he doesn't have symptoms, he doesn't have issues, but he did go back to work last week, and he had to work last night, he has to work tonight, but he says that he feels like it's helping because most of his issues were at night, and now he's up moving around, being active, and he feels like he's been having less symptoms because he's being so physical. He's able to eat a little more. I guess it's probably helping all the food move through his system faster than it had been. So he's like right now of the mentality. He hasn't had an episode at work, thankfully. And he's really, right now, he's got the mentality of, I'm going to work as much as I can. I wish I had that mentality. I have to tell you, I don't know why. Well, right now, there really isn't any hours. There isn't any hours. We have been the census. So when I say census in nursing, it means the patient population, the amount of patients we have has been very low. And so, you know, they haven't needed extra help. They haven't needed anybody to work overtime. They've been actually canceling nurses. And so I couldn't pick up overtime right now, even if I wanted to, which is fine because I really don't want to. So it kind of takes that decision out of my lap. But my whole thing about talking about this is I don't know why I don't want to, because I have a lot of fun at work. I really enjoy my coworkers. And this is what I was trying to tell my girlfriend. I was like, you know, there are better options. Like, you don't have to do this if you're not happy doing this. Because I truly enjoy my coworkers. I truly enjoy work. And, you know, of course, nobody wants to work, right? I mean, maybe there are people that want to work, but it's not that I want to work, and so when, you know, when I have to work, I'm just like, oh, I have to work tonight. But once I get there, I'm just like, this is awesome. Like, these people are awesome. We laugh. You know, it's a great for me to socialize and stuff. And I just really enjoy all the personalities there. I think they're just such a great group of people. They really are. So I'm going to be going out with them for a murder mystery dinner in a couple weeks, which I'm really super excited about. And you know, this will be the first time that I hang out with these people outside of work. But I really enjoy them. I really do. So when you would think, because I do enjoy it, and I do have, you know, a lot of laughs and everything at work, that I would just be picking up overtime all the time. But I enjoy this too. So, you know, I don't know. But there's no overtime right now. So like I said, that has been taken out of the equation. Like, I don't need to worry about that. Once overtime is being offered again, because it will be. I mean, right now it's like the beginning of summer, and people tend to ignore their issues. They go away. And then yeah, then it blows up. So it's always like this in the summer, it seems like. But yeah, once there is more time available, I plan on picking it up, because it's just going to help us get out of, you know, being behind that much quicker. So I can be responsible. So yeah, that's where Bob's at. So yeah, you know, I'm happy to report he's doing very well. And, you know, he's happy to, and he had like, he came home and he was like, they were really happy to see me. And I think he was kind of shocked. And I was like, of course they were. Like, you had a great personality, and they really missed him. So I know that made him feel really good, you know. And he has fun at work too. So it's, you know, we both are in a good place when it comes to employment, because, you know, we both enjoy our jobs, and, you know, but work is work. It's hard staying up overnight. It's hard, you know, all the things. So it can be tiring, but, you know, it's a necessity right now. I'm trying to make it not a necessity. I already increased my contribution to my 401k. I increased how much I'm given each check, and I'm going to do it again. Once we are caught up on everything, I'm going to go ahead and increase it again. So I'd like to get it to where I can contribute 20% of my check. Honestly, that's my goal. My ultimate goal is to contribute 20%. So we'll see. So that is what's going on with Bob and my stepdad. So far, he's had 2 treatments, and my mom's like, my mom tells me, chemo agrees with him. I don't know if I've ever heard that before, but she said his appetite is better than it's ever been. He's eating. He had lost weight when he was first diagnosed because he was in pain, and the pain is gone, and that's what the doctor said. The doctor said chemo is going to help with your symptoms. You know, it's going to help manage and hopefully alleviate some of your symptoms, and it did. It alleviated the pain. So his appetite is back because he couldn't eat because his abdomen hurt all the time. And I said, that's awesome. You know, as long as he's feeling this way, let him eat. Because you don't know if that's going to dissipate, you know, and he said that, you know, he's still feeling tired the day or 2 after. And she's like, is it going to be like this, you know, the whole time? And I said, I really don't know. I think that, so I looked it up, and, you know, of course, the number one answer was, it's different for everyone. But a very popular answer was that how you respond to chemo your first session is how you're probably going to respond throughout the program. So he says he feels a little nauseous. He never actually gets sick, and that usually goes away, you know, like he'll have no nausea a day after he gets it, and then he's good. So, and he said he's had that both times. So I don't know if you know, if that's true, what that person, I actually read a couple people wrote that, you know, how you respond the first session is probably how your body will respond to the subsequent ones. Again, no one in our family, like, this is new for all of us. So, but he hasn't, you know, been getting sick or anything like that. Appetite is good, eating well, and you know, he's tired. So that I did read, that can be a cumulative symptom where the fatigue progresses, you know, as the longer you have the chemo, the more and more tired you're going to get with it, which makes sense. I mean, you know, the chemo is wreaking havoc on your body, and that's going to make you tired. So, but so far, so good. So I said to her, you just have to take it week by week, you know, session by session, and, you know, be grateful for the good weeks and the good days, and you know, if he can eat, feed him, let him eat, because there might be weeks where he can't eat, you know. And so, yeah, so far it's been very good, you know. I'm very happy for him. So he's got a great attitude. He's still going to church, but, you know, he gets tired a little sooner, so he came home early the one day. But overall, yeah, I think it's been really positive. So all good on that front as well. Hopefully he can do a full 6 months. That would be awesome, because that's the goal. But we'll see. And I think that's all the updates that I usually give you guys. So I want to go back to the kayak trip, because I was so tired when I made that whip and chat. I mean, I was exhausted. And I was just like, yeah, it was fun. But the guy who kind of ran the thing messaged me and was like, you know, you did good. And he explained to me that that river was the hardest river with all the obstacles like around. And he's like, and you kayaked it like a champ. And he was like, you know, we do much more laid back rivers where there's a lot of time where you can, you know, be next to each other and talk, and, you know, it's relaxing. So I would definitely like to do one of them. I wouldn't even mind doing this river again, but like in a smaller kayak where I can be like, zoom, 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 zoom. That, I mean, I think I would have a lot of fun doing this heavy obstacle river and something that's much more manageable than the cruise ship that I was in. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm so grateful that he had a kayak for me. But I just think that I would love to experience this river in like a Swifty. But that being said, I would like to do a more laid back river as well, where, you know, there's less paddling, less crashing into things. Because I didn't even tell you guys, like, there were so many. So what happens is obviously these trees fall and they fall across the riverway, right? And they have people that come out and they clean it up so that kayakers and canoers can get through it. Because if they didn't do that, you would not be able to kayak through these rivers. They would just be strewn with fallen trees, you know, impassable areas. So they have these people come and they kind of clean it up. They'll go out there. And I think that this kayak group actually has done that for rivers, where they actually bring chainsaws. Yeah, chainsaws on their kayaks, right? And they saw through tree stumps and stuff to make it passable for kayaks. I think they made it in the newspaper for doing that in a river and cleaning a river up. But a lot of times if a tree falls and it's not laying flush with the water, they'll leave it there and you have to like go underneath this tree trunk. And you know, the space is like so tall where they feel like, you know, it's manageable to get underneath of it. Like, but so let me tell you, the kayak that I was using, I don't know the name of it or anything like that, but I can tell you that everyone had been commenting to me, like, Kim, you are so high up in the water. They were like laughing. They were like, my one girlfriend, who I hadn't seen in a while, but was also from my old job, and she was kayaking with them. She was like, you're like the tallest person in the tallest kayak. Like, she's like, I don't think that made a lot of sense. Like, and she's like, you are so, she just kept saying, you're so high up. Like, I was sitting so high up. And the guy explained to me that the kayak I was in could service like a 300-pound plus person, because it's so high up, it wouldn't sink. Like, they would just push it down into the water some, and they'd be, you know, safe in the kayak. Well, I didn't push it down at all. So the whole thing was like, he's like, yeah, that's the problem. Like, the whole thing was sticking out of the water. So I didn't add enough weight to like kind of sink it into the water enough to make it not so that I look like I was like literally in, I don't know, a power boat in the lake, in the river. But it's okay. Like, the thing is when we hit those like ones with the tree trunk laying, I literally had to slide. I mean, slide my entire body where my head was on where my butt was on the seat. I had to like slide all the way down real quick, slide. And you can't paddle when you're laying flat, right? Like I'm laying down in the kayak. I can't paddle. So like I had to hope I had enough momentum and then slide down real quick and, you know, pull my oar down with me so I didn't lose that, because, you know, that's not going to, and, you know, make sure my face didn't like make sure my face didn't get scraped or whatever. And mind you, the current is still going. So I had to stop paddling. I have to hope it's not going to push me into, it was a lot. It was a lot. I didn't tip. I made it through. But, yeah, it was a lot in that boat. Oh my gosh. But it was a lot of fun. Like it was challenging. And because of all of that sliding, like I can't tell you how much core work I must have done, because my abs hurt the next day. Like my abs hurt more than my upper body. I was sore kind of everywhere because, you know, it did use like full body everything, but yeah, it was an interesting trip, to say the least. And there were more turtles. There was a log that had 2 turtles on it, one that was as big as the one I showed you guys, and then there was and there was a baby one next to it. And it was so hard. Like I said, that they were explaining to me, like, my friend Marie, if she stopped paddling, she would just sit there. She would just sit there and she'd be able to talk and wait for people. But me, if I stopped paddling, I would just float with the current and crash into the side of the river, like crash into trees. And I can't tell you how many spiders I found crawling on me. Yeah. And for some reason, when I'm in that environment, like my brain tells me don't freak out. Like this is what's going to happen. And so I don't understand it, but when I'm in my home and I see a spider, I freak out. Like I can't deal. I literally, the other day, oh my God, it wasn't a spider, but it was a beetle. And they freak me out too, man. Beetles freak me out. Like they got this hard shell, like, I don't know. But I walked into the kitchen and there was a beetle crawling around, and I'm scared to like squish it because they crunch. So I was just like, I see it. I was like, oh my God, well, I don't want that thing like loose in my house somewhere. So I put a coffee mug over it. So I trap it underneath a coffee mug, and I write on a piece of paper, bug, and I put it on top of the coffee mug, and I went to bed. And it was like right in the entryway of the kitchen, so you couldn't miss it. So Bob always wakes up before me. He woke up and he saw it. And he took care of it, but he was like, could you like elaborate next time? He's like, all it said was bug. I'm like gearing up for like this huge spider or something. He's like, I lifted up, it's this little beetle. And I was like, and I thought to myself, I'm like, that's true. I probably should have said what was under there. He's like, you didn't tell me what it was. You didn't tell me how big it was. You didn't give me any information. And he's so sweet. I would have woke myself up. I would have went in there and been like, what's under there? Like, but he's so sweet. He didn't even wake me up. He said he just got ready for whatever. And then he's like, and then I open it up and it's this little beetle. He's like, really? You couldn't kill that? And I'm like, no. He's like, just get a napkin. I'm like, no, they make noises and stuff. He's like, not if you do it fast enough. I'm like, no, like I can't. Like, what if I could feel it go like, ooh, ugh. Yeah, but I was kayaking and there was like spiders crawling on me. So there's that. I don't know. But I tell you this, I had to go underneath this tree trunk and I could see this huge, I mean, it was like this big. I'm not exaggerating. It was like this big, the body, black spider making a web right where I had to go. I had to I literally screamed, oh no. And I took my paddle and I went to hit it and it fell onto the front of my kayak, and I took the paddle and I was like swoosh, and I hit it like a baseball. I was like a ninja. I was so proud of myself. Oh my God, that thing scared the crap out of me. But yeah, I'm sure I've talked a lot of people out of kayaking with these stories. But sometimes it's very relaxing. If you, especially if you do like in the bay. Bob and I went one year in the bay. Oh no, that was paddleboarding. I'm sorry. I like that too. I like that too a lot. In fact, I'd love to do that. My girlfriend and I should try to do that down the beach. I'm scared of the ocean though, so there's that. I don't know. My fears, my phobias have like increased tenfold since I've gotten older. I used to play in the ocean like it was nothing. Now I'm terrified of waves. I'm terrified of everything. I don't know what's wrong with me, but but Bob and I, we did so many things this was one of my favorite vacations. We went to Maryland, Ocean City, Maryland, and we did do paddleboarding in the bay. And it was like a tour guide, and she pointed out so many different like species of birds and stuff. It was really cool, and we really enjoyed that. And then we went on a kayak. We did do a kayak trip, but this kayak trip was I think it was also in the bay, in like an inlet or something. I don't know, but it was. If I can find any photos of this, I'll throw them up there. I don't know. Just of these horses, because we went to see to Assateague Island, which is known for these wild horses, and yeah, they. I'm trying to think of I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of the story this guy told us, because they do auction these horses, but I don't know if you keep them on the island because they're wild horses. I think you keep them on the island, but okay, so I don't know this. I don't remember the story. Because I didn't plan on telling you guys this story, but it just kind of plays into like kayaking. Maybe on my next Whip and Chat, I'll look it up. But I don't know if anyone has ever heard of Assateague Island, where these wild horses live. They're gorgeous, guys. They're gorgeous. They're actually, that's right. He said that they've adapted to drinking salt water. Their species actually adapted to drinking salt water. It's something about like, a guy got this woman a horse or brought over these horses, and somehow they got stuck on this island, and now it's like they're like government or something. Like, you can't hurt these horses. They're like protected. And so they'll take you out on like you can do a kayak tour where you can kayak not like up to them, but kayak up to, like, you don't get out of your boat or anything. You just kayak up to a certain point. Like, you don't want to get too close, he said. And you can just bask in their glory. They're beautiful. They were beautiful. And there was like baby ones. And yeah, so they say they can't promise that you'll see any because they might not actually be down by the beach. They might be in the forest or whatever. But we were lucky. We saw quite a few of them. And they were absolutely gorgeous. And that was more in an open area. There was a lot of wind that day, so we were like fighting the current and the wind. It took a lot of muscle to get everywhere. And then we stopped, and we stopped on this like little island, and he showed us an eagle's nest. It was huge. Yeah, it was really cool. So we did that, and that was, so if you're looking to do kayaking, that kind of stuff is cool. It's like, you know, you don't really have to worry about tipping over or anything because you're not crashing into stuff. You're in a very open place. You can talk. I was able to like take some photos of the horses and things like that. So it was, you know, very relaxing, except for when we were trying to get back because we had to cross over the bay and it was super windy. And so we were going against the wind and current. So it was like the guide made sure he stayed in the back, and there were some people like pretty much struggling because it took, you had to paddle harder than the wind plus current. I took that as a challenge, so I was like way up front, and I was just like paddling for my life. I'm like, you can't beat me. And Bob and I got there fairly quickly. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, so there are definitely kayaking trips that you can do that's not spider filled and all that. So have no fear if you're looking into it. It's a lot of fun. It is. It can be very relaxing. It can be very adventurous. You know, the one that I did on Assateague Island, where Bob and I did feel kind of a little bit of both, because the ending felt adventurous, like we were, you know, paddling, and it was a lot of fun. But then, you know, actually going out there, it was very relaxing, and we got to talk to other people and, you know, take pictures and stuff. So it was very laid back through the tour part. So yeah. Oh, I thought I was done. I'm just done her face. Woo! She is so beautiful. All right, I have to do that corner. Let's see here. Just have to do this little corner here, and then I think I'm gonna call it quits on this. But yeah, I just wanted to elaborate on that trip because I felt like I didn't really talk much. And then my girlfriend, I told you guys that we got, after the spa day, we went and got these, my daughter told us how to say it. What are those? Because I keep calling it acai, but that's not right. And then I asked my daughter, and she told us. And then Bob was like, well, I'm going to double check that. So we went and got myself one, and he asked her, and she said it just like my daughter. And he's like, I kind of knew Kaylee would be right on that. Acai, an acai bowl. I think that's it, acai. If I'm saying that wrong, you guys can just say you're saying that wrong. I know you can't, like, kind of correct me, but I think it's acai. I'm obsessed with them. but the one that Bob and I went to get, I added plant protein to it because I wanted some protein in there. And I don't know if that's what made it taste weird, but it did not taste anything like the bowl that I got with her. I was like a little disappointed. No, I was a lot disappointed. I only ate a tiny bit of it, and I was like, this isn't the same. And I think I ruined it. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I wonder if I ruined it with the plant protein, because the one that we got from the place my girlfriend took us, it had protein already in it. And then the one that I was trying to get did not. So I asked them to add protein, but I'm thinking maybe I should have asked them to add whey protein and not plant protein. But I don't know. I don't know if I should just try to get it plain next time and see if it tastes anything like hers, because she lives in like almost an hour from me, and so it's, and all the places are kind of far. So yeah, I don't know when I would ever get it again, you know, except when I go to see her, which, you know, we don't hang out that frequently. Maybe now we're going to be. And I love her dog. I'm like, I miss your dog so much. I want her to bring her dog over. But I don't know. I think Soju would not like her. I mean, honestly, I think she will not like her. But I also think she'll just like look at her, be like, I don't like you, and then go lay down and just, you know, because that's what she does to my mom's dog. But my mom's dog's smaller, and so I don't know how she would react to, but I really want Bob to meet her, Duchess. And I kind of want to see how Soju would do around another dog. I don't know. Because the only time she ever sees dogs is outside on the walk. And yeah, she doesn't do well with them. But like, I don't know. Like when I've taken her to dog parks when she was younger. Like she can't go now. Last time we tried to take her to the dog park, she was like, she sounded like she was going to die before we even made it. It was way too hot. That was the problem. But she's just too old. It's too far to walk to the actual entrance of the dog park and stuff. She's just too old. So, but when I would take her, she would just ignore the other dogs. You know, she would just ignore the other dogs, walk around, get all the scents, do her business or whatever. So I feel like, so I don't know how she would do. I just don't know, because we haven't had a lot of friends with dogs to socialize her like that. But when she was in, you know, when she walks on a leash and she sees a dog, she barks at him. And this is true when she was younger too. But then when we would take her to the dog park and everybody's off leash and they're all running around her, she just ignored them. So I don't know how she would do. You know what I mean? I feel like she would be fine because she kind of knows, you know, she's not on leash, like she's not protected, so to speak. So she just keeps her mouth shut. I don't know. It'd be interesting though. But there we are, guys. Oop, let's get that. I don't know where he belongs, but there we are, guys. Isn't she beautiful? Let me see. Let's zoom out. Yeah, look at that. So this side of her face is not as close, and we got some shadowing going on. Let's turn the light pad off. I'm going to stand up because I want to see. Oh, she's beautiful. Yeah, I love it. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up on the way out, and if you want to see more from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family and friends here at Kimbaskrafts. I would love to have you. You have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care. Keep diamond painting.